Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Lies and Slander podcast. With you, as always, GMB. Now, a few episodes ago, I told a story about putting one of my coworkers, my boss, in fact, through a table at work. Kind of a popular demand. They wanted to hear from these people, see if it was true. So I reached out, got them on the pod. So today I have former coworker, who we call Young Hollywood, aka Mr. Hollywood. You'll grow to know him as Michael. A man who has his finger in many different pies. TV, documentaries, movies, strippers, a whole cornucopia of things that he's got his finger in. Also on the podcast today, former BlockBuster manager, bassist for the band The Crowned, and fashion lover, Johnny Rhinestones himself, Johnny Damien. Today we talk about a few things from some old BlockBuster stories, get into a tiny bit of football, some movies, and we discuss the band The Crowned, which is it's a hot, up-and-coming San Antonio band. I think you guys will enjoy it. I will tag on the end of this one of their songs and some info if you'd like to go out and listen to some more of their stuff or maybe see them in concert. So here you guys go. Here's the show. Hope you enjoy.
Lies and Slander, the podcast.
Welcome, everybody. With me today is Mike. That's where you say hi.
Hey, what's up?
And Johnny. You already botched it.
What's going on? Yeah,
Cool.
we're off to a bad start.
Okay.
I mean, a rocky start. I wouldn't say bad.
It's alright.
A botch out of the gate. I mean, it really brought us down.
Like if you bet on that horse.
That fucking horse didn't take off, man.
So, where did we all meet at, guys?
We?
We?
Where did we meet?
The old Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah, I was Michael's boss for a
All
bit.
of our bosses.
Yeah, but I was yours
Bosses,
first, and you
technically.
came on like a year
Still
later.
technically our boss.
Yeah. Well, how did that...
I believe you're the same boss
do you
that
remember
got
what
slammed.
the boss said about me when I was coming in?
Oh, yeah, I remember when she gave me that she gave me like a speech about you before you were hired, and she was like, "Yeah,
She talked to all of us,
we're hiring this cool
He's got
guy
long
who
hair,
has
he's
long
skates.
hair. And he's a skater. He's very Austinish. Very
You know,
the word
it's
hipster.
he's
The word
really
hipster
cool. I
wasn't
think you
used
guys
back
know
then.
yeah.
The word hipster wasn't used back then, but
I
it
do
was
remember this.
like, yeah, he's very cool and very much Austin-like. So he'll fit in perfectly with you guys. I was like, none of us skateboard or have long hair.
There was like that 2 weeks where we were like, all right, are we cool? And we started like, all right, he's pretty cool. Yeah, we're cool. And it was good.
The first day that I really worked there, where I didn't have to do any of the computer programs in the back. Mike was like up front checking somebody out and talking shit about their husband.
Hey, talking about that guy that came back after that candy bar?
Yeah, like what
candy bar?
happened?
Yeah, like,
what
he
happened?
fucking walked out with it, and we're like, dude, I was like, cool, just take it, just give me the wrapper. And he was like, what? I can't, come on, man, you fucking serious? He's like all pissed, like redneck with his daughter, and he's like just storming out. We're like, what the fuck, dude? And he came back in talking shit, and we're like, we puffed out chest. We're like, oh, what the fuck? And then Laura came to the fucking shit. You guys need to calm down. You guys need to calm down. Stop it. And I was like, what are you talking about? This guy just, what the fuck? And that was like Brent's.
Jesus, you just sixth from Blossomed everybody.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
You blasted that out there.
It's okay.
I was there and I didn't follow.
Well, all that happened.
Yeah, like from my
we did.
perspective, it was just like he came in and he was
I remember
just
that day.
he was like, "Hey, come here," and he walked over.
He came back from his little pup.
And then you guys started, or he was like yelling about how he didn't like that you were talking shit to his wife about him or something like that.
Oh, because it's true, it did.
Yeah, and I was like,
talking mad
so I
shit about
started.
him.
I was like working my way over there,
And
in
the wife
case.
heard, and she was like, he's talking shit about you. And I was like, oh, you're one of those bitches. This fucking dude came back in and like, all right, man, just fuck my day up. What was it, like 20, 21? Oh, you know.
I would hope my girlfriend would do that shit too.
I think we all would, right? Not just
That
fucking
was
talk
my-
shit with you about your husband.
That was my first day. I was like, oh man, so this is what it's gonna be like. This should be
He's a
pretty
dick,
exciting.
Yeah, and it
Not
really-
once did I get anybody doing anything like that.
No,
I got a bunch
dude.
of fucking assholes that were talking shit. as
Didn't
they
you
would leave.
almost get in a fight though?
Yeah, like twice, at least twice.
But
I'd
it never
say.
happened, right?
Yeah, the one dude called me a bitch like as he was walking out because he
No, he called you a pussy.
Yeah, because
He called you a pussy.
He didn't want to pay his fucking $1.50 fee or whatever it was, and he lost his mind. And as he was walking out, he was like, "Pussy," and I was like, "What did he just say?" And I was like trying
I
to go
wasn't
back
there
there.
on this day, and I just
No,
heard
it
about
was
this.
it was Johnny and Steph.
Stephanie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I heard about it. I was never there for the ones where you almost got in a fight. Like I was never there. I just remember hearing about
I
it.
was pretty calm most of the time. That one got me, and I was like, "What did he say?" And she was like, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah.
And as soon as he got in his car and drove away, she was like, "He called you a pussy."
Right? Like, oh, you fucking
I was
bitch.
like, "Fuck!" Now I can't do
Why?
anything. And then I had like one of the last days that the store was open because I was there till the end. This dude came in, and we had like a sign that said everything is $3.99, like unless it's marked otherwise, something basically like that. And there was one stack of shit that was $12.99 because fucking Blockbuster's insane. And this dude brings this shit up, has the $12.99 sticker, sets it in front of me. I ring it up, and I was like, $14.06. I think that's how much it is. And
the tax, right?
yeah, and then he was like, "No, everything is $3.99." And I was like, "Everything except for what was on that rack. Did you get it from that rack?" And he's like, "Yes, I did." And I was like, "Well, there's a sign," and he was like, "No, the signs say everything is $3.99." I was like, "Yeah, but it also says except for stuff that's marked otherwise, and this says $12.99. It came from over there with a sign that says $12.99." And he's like, "This is ridiculous. Everything in the store is $3.99." And I was like, "Yeah, except for the things that are on this." And
In front of that sign. That
he
says
was
12.99.
like, "You know what? I'm happy this place is going out of business, and I'm glad you're not going to have a job." And he goes, and I was like, "Wow, you're a real ass." Oh no, I was like, "You're a real dickhead." And he was like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "I said, wow, you're a real dickhead." And he's like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "I said, wow, you're a real dickhead." And he was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, you want to do something?" And he's like, "Oh, you are trash." And he was saying shit. I was like, "Why don't you get the fuck out if you're not going to do anything? Get the fuck out!" And all like the customers and shit were looking at me, and then the fucking assistant manager, that fucking bitch. What was her name? She had the giant ass, and she was really round.
Like Lisa?
Oh,
No, not
Annabelle.
not a good.
Annabelle?
No.
It was something Mexican, wasn't
It
it?
was, Maria.
After
Maria.
I got fired.
Maria, yeah, Maria,
Oh,
yeah. She
dude.
fucking, she ran over. She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "That guy said he was happy we were losing our jobs and shit." And she was
What
like,
are in there?
"Well, you can leave, sir. Just leave." Oh, fuck her. She,
Every time I went in, like, he just hated her.
dude,
like, so
she's
much.
such a bitch. I was
I
like,
like
we
her.
were cool, and then there was like corporate or something was supposed to be coming in, so they wanted us to clean and do a bunch of stuff. And I did. There was like a giant list for me to do, and I did everything on the list. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't dust. I forgot to dust. She told Jerry that I didn't do anything, and made her, and she had to do everything by herself.
So she just threw you into the butt.
Yeah, and I was like, and he took me off the schedule for like I had finally got a bunch of hours, and he took me off the schedule for the whole week without telling me anything. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And when I came in, I saw him, and he was just like, "Well, she said you didn't do this," and then I was like, "That's fucking bullshit. I did all this shit. Why don't you check the fucking
You have to
camera?"
check the tapes, dude.
I was like, "And you took me off
We don't have tapes.
the fucking schedule without asking what happened, like my side. Fuck this. I hate that guy too."
He sucked, dude. He's the one to fire me. Dude, the official reason I got fired was because I turned in the goddamn Emperor's New Groove, like, late. I got an auto sale on the Emperor's New Groove, and they wrote me up, and he's like, "Well, you can't have any more items."
Dude, he was just
I gotta
looking for
go
a
there.
reason to
I'm
fire
like,
both
dude,
of us.
Fuck that guy, dude.
That was a
Whatever happened to
dick.
Sean?
I
Dude,
saw
whatever
Sean
happened to
once.
Sean?
Once the store closed down, I saw Sean once, and he was at CD
Where?
Exchange.
Yeah, I was like-
he was at CD Exchange selling something. It was probably like
Everything you ever owned.
I started there in March of 14. The store closed in January, so this was probably like April, maybe early April, and I don't know what the timeline was important. But I was just like, hey, what's going on, man? And, he was just Sean. He was like, nothing. I was like, hey, did you ever become that bartender? He's like, I took the class. I don't have the job yet. I was like, oh, what are you doing for a living? He's like, I am in between jobs at the moment. And then he just like, okay, bye. And he left.
Dude, you gotta, everyone has to know, who that guy was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for people who don't know who Sean is.
The best way to describe Sean is, if Rain Man was a straight-to-DVD movie. He was that
But he had been working for Blockbuster for, 16 years.
And he was a twin. But he was, a real weebly-wobbly kind of guy, what the fuck is that toy called? Weebles Wobbles?
He was a Weeble Wobble?
Yeah, he was round.
What's that Weeble Wobble toy called?
He had that fucking head, though, man. He was weird. He had the big glasses.
He was super nice, but really weird.
He was a nice guy. I really felt bad for him.
He really knew his movies, and we fucking were cool with that. But he would just come whisper in your ear and just quote.
I remember the pitch they gave me about him before we transferred to our store. He was he's a selling machine in Baltimore.
Yeah, this guy.
He sold 100 Cokes in 2 days.
Just saving the company. So they're going to
He's saving the company.
I don't want to brag, but
shit.
we had to do this bundle thing after you left, and I outsold him by a great deal. He was not happy.
The dish thing?
No, it was we had to sell the bundles, just the soda, popcorn, candy. And I don't ever try. I try to get the bare minimum. We have to get 2, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get 2. And I was like, Sean turned to me and he was like, I got 5 already. And I was like, all right, motherfucker.
It's fucking on, you piece of shit.
I was just I ended up with 35 or something.
Dude.
Some stupid number. And the one cool thing Jerry ever did is he gave me movie tickets. He bought me a not movie tickets. What's the word?
What do you mean? Movie passes?
Gift card, a gift card to the theaters. Yeah, he gave me a gift card for $5 to Blockbuster.
Fucking dick.
I was like, shit, yeah, I'm getting ice cream.
Actually paying
and
for
that's
it.
Yeah, it really sucked when we stopped being able to just steal shit hand over fist.
I guess
I wish I could get the fucking tab for the dollar amount that I stole from that place.
I was y'all's boss.
I think I stole
for a
it.
while.
I'm not too sure.
And we would never pay for shit in our shift, like sodas, candy,
pickles,
anything that you can eat that we had in our store. We would not pay for while I was working. And I guess that makes me a shitty boss.
The ice cream we couldn't eat because they kept count of it.
Not really.
What are you talking about? I just ate that.
That's what I was told. It's always
we probably weren't the only ones doing this.
Hey, nobody fucking told me that. So you missed out on ice cream for 2 years, man.
You told them the power bomb story. I heard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Johnny is the
best.
boss.
I am the boss that hit the table.
Yes,
and
indeed.
It was more painful than it might seem because that fucking table didn't break.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's what made it worse.
Did you link the video on the last one?
No, I'll put it.
You gotta link it to this
one. I forgot.
We got the video
to
on YouTube.
touch on that story from last time. Yeah, he is indeed the guy.
The best part about that, did you tell them the best part about that night was what we were doing?
No,
we were replacing the stickers. Now
we were taking them off.
Yeah, we're doing something stupid.
Yeah, we were taking all the $3.99 stickers off of everything.
Every single thing.
Whatever, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly, but we were doing sticker things.
So it was it required the entire wall and an entire night.
It was 1 or 2 in the morning, and we were watching.
No, that's a different night.
No, that was the same night. We were watching Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we were taking them all afterwards because we went to the fucking old BSI section, and then we were like, all right, let's do the wall. And we were watching fucking Friday the 13th. We watched the Fast and the Furious.
And Mortal Kombat.
Watched Mortal Kombat, yeah, dude.
And then both of them. Okay, and then we're eating snacks.
Yeah, we were stealing.
We're eating everything we can. Dude. And then David fucking opens the door.
In the middle of nowhere,
at
we're
2 in the morning.
Watching fucking Friday the 13th.
Rape Dave.
The fucking doors open.
We can't talk over
and we're freaking out. We're like, oh shit, who the fuck is that? Because we think it's our boss, and we got candy and shit all over the floor. Sodas are in the eye. We're like, oh shit.
We all had the eyes of a meerkat, wide the fuck open.
Just deer in the headlights peeking around the fucking aisles, man.
It really,
and it's Rape Dave. And you're like, hey, what y'all fucking doing, man? What's up, dude?
We're give him a quick rundown of Rape Dave. Rape Dave.
Dude, there is no quick rundown.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He is really into banging.
Oddly so, though. Oddly so. If we all are, as fucking humans.
He would show. He'd go, hey, check this out. He'd show us a video of a chick sucking a dick.
I forgot about that fucking story, dude. No, I don't like that story. I forgot about it for a reason. Alright, I met this dude at fucking HEB. He was like in the deli guy. He's the guy that cuts the meat, no pun intended. But
There's no pun
I'm on
there.
my break.
There's no pun there.
I'm gonna go
Where's
with
the
meat
pun at?
There's a meat pun. Anyway, regardless, he's the deli guy in HEB, and he makes sandwiches for a living. I'm on my break. I go to HEB to buy my fucking Red Bull, right? This guy's over there. He's cool. He's the guy that says, "Hey, what's up?" every time you walk by, right? He's that kind of dude. So, like, alright, he's like, "Hey, yo, check this out, man." He's like, "Yo, you want to see this hot chick?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?" Fucking shows me a video of this chick just like sucking dick, and I'm like, "Oh, that chick's pretty cool." He's like, "That's my dick." I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, you really? I'm like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like,
It makes it
whatever,
better that
dude.
he said it's my dick and not that's my chick.
No, he's like, "No, that's my dick." Like, he's fucking just like, "What?" The
I
fuck?
think the
He's
best-
because he pointed to the chick, which was like 10 feet away, he's like in the aisle. He's like, "That's the chick." I was like,
I
"What
bet
the
you.
fuck?"
I bet you wouldn't have been as
It's a
creeped
weird
out if
moment.
you would have been like, "That's my chick," because you wouldn't have immediately been like, "That's his
Associated,
chick."
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's his chick.
I mean, you would have thought about it eventually, but you
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
She's famous.
Well,
Yeah,
now-
he's like, "No, that's me."
Here's the other funny part about
The context
David's
is very
ex-girlfriend was that she left him for that guy in the Air Force,
Oh yeah.
and he was
Oh,
so
the tattoo?
he was so heartbroken over it, and she owed him $40 or something like. No, she called him, and he's like, "Hey, I need $40," and he gave them to her or whatever. I don't remember. I'm just assuming it's $40, and then he came to the store and he was like, "Hey, Johnny, this bitch owes me $40," and I was like, "Well, you should probably get her to pay you back since y'all aren't together." He's like, "You know what? I'm gonna get her to do anal with me."
Because that's worth $40. Like, that's $40 to get you anal.
He's like, she left me for a guy in the Air Force.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I'm gonna join the Air Force.
That's fair. Like that's the price for that. Anal.
That's what he
Air
said,
Force
man.
for doing it.
What
Then
am
he
I-
got the peanut tattoo, right, for the Air Force, right?
No,
No.
that was for his dad.
Oh.
Yeah, something
Damn,
like
I'm a
that.
dick.
And now he's
Yeah.
he works at NASA.
He's a janitor.
He's a
at
space
NASA.
janitor.
Oh,
at
yeah,
NASA.
dude, he's one of those guys.
You know what my favorite thing about him was when he would do the. We were talking about like strippers or something. We're like, yeah, man,
he loved
people
it.
go to the strip club or something. He's like, I fucked a stripper once
I banged a stripper once.
in the ass.
Yeah, I remember.
I fucked a stripper.
I banged a stripper in the ass once.
He fucking exploded. He was so happy to tell it was great.
It's like the,
I
it's
miss
like the
that
first
guy.
thing he would say. Instead of like, "Oh yeah, strip club sounds cool," he'd be like, "I fucked a stripper in the ass."
Oh, I thought you just meant his first. Hi, I'm David. I fucked a stripper in the ass.
no, not like that. Like that's literally the next thing he would say.
That's
like,
his
"Hey, you ever think about going to
introduction.
strip club? I fucked a stripper one time." I'm like, "Damn, Dave."
He would tell customers they smelled really good.
That's why we called him
You
Rape
s-
Dave. He just
yeah.
gave that fucking.
No. The reason they call him Rape Dave is because those 16-year-old girls would
you know them.
would go rent,
A
and
and
they would
B.
call him Rave Dave. But I thought they were calling him Rape Dave.
Yeah.
Plus, he put off.
That's
a real
actually where
rapey
that-
But he
vibe.
was a
that's true.
rapist, so sorry, Dave.
One time he was super high.
No,
and
it
he,
seems like Dave is just like.
he stepped into where
Not Dave.
that bucket that we put the locks in for the cases. Stepped in that, he went down, and some old lady was like, "Oh dear, are you okay?" he was like, "I just went right down." And he just kept saying
straight
it. I went
down?
right down.
Hey, weren't you the one that saw him spin out down here? I never saw that happen.
No, I didn't see it.
Who saw that? Were you? Is it you that
Oh,
saw
man, I really wish he was here to tell
Where he
these
fell
stories.
into the ditch?
He
I heard this story. I never saw it.
because it was a dead end. It was a stoplight at the dead
Oh,
end,
here we go.
and you could
Right
either go
here,
left
right?
or right. But
No,
he went
like-
straight. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah. So he left. We had a party.
Yeah.
And we throw a good party. So he left and he was wasted. I wouldn't have let him leave had I known he was going to leave. Does that make sense? I was pretty
What the
fucked
fuck
up
was
too.
he driving at the time too? 'Cause that's
He had that little Honda.
Yeah, it was
Right.
right.
And he got up at the top of my street. You can there's a stoplight and you can either go left or right. And those are streets. If you go forward, there's a rock road that
ditch.
that used to just lead down to like this rickety old racist church. He was drunk, so he just went straight down this road. Now on each side of this road is a little gully that like collects water or something like when it rains. And his car like went over the top of the gully, like so it's sitting. The front wheels are on one side, and then there's the valley of the gully,
They got stuck, right?
and then his back wheels are on the back side of it. So he calls and he's like, "I don't know where I'm at. I went down a rock road and I'm stuck in a ditch." And I was like, "I know where you are, man. I'll be there in a second." So we go there, and he's like, he opens his door and he's like, "Man, I don't know what happened." And he goes to put his foot down, but since there's no ground because the valley is right there, he just goes straight down. Blah! And he stands up and he's like, he takes one step out of the thing and he goes, I just went right down, and he trips over his own feet and goes back down
Like
into
twice,
it.
right? Like,
Yeah, and then he like went back up to the house, spent the night. We watched the A-Team the next day. Like 6 of us were all hungover.
Fucking 18.
the A-Team.
That movie was terrible.
It was pretty bad. Liam Neeson was fantastic in it.
He's fantastic.
He's Liam Neeson, dude.
No, I'm actually getting tired of that Liam Neeson trend of movies.
I want him to do more comedy.
I think he needs to go to comedy now.
Just for like a couple movies.
I didn't see that A Thousand Ways to Die movie in the
It's
West.
not good.
I didn't really
is
like
bad?
it. Yeah, I didn't really like it.
Okay.
You want to use mine? My part?
Yeah. Fuck.
We're gonna edit that out.
No, I don't think
Nah,
so.
dude. My Popular's podcast is not. It's awesome.
I work at a
And his
record
pub looks
store.
cool,
What
dude.
the
Nah,
fuck is
well, I don't have a real job, so
You're a rock star, man. That's
Yeah,
the
dude.
realest job. You're like David Bowie.
Your
If
excuse
he was
to do
gay.
this, man. It's because we know I'm a rock star, dude.
Son of a
We're on
bitch.
drugs and doing cool shit.
You gotta call out my fucking manlyhood.
What?
What's up?
So how's the band life going? Now that
Yeah,
we're talking
dude.
about it.
It's good.
It's been traveling the world.
You just had a show, right?
Yeah, we just had our show here in San Antonio this past Saturday and filmed our next video. Well, part of our next video was filmed there, and then we're gonna shoot.
What's the song called?
The song is called "I Don't Fight, I Kill."
You should probably. What's the name of the band?
That'd be a good start.
Who
right?
are you?
It's not a band. It's a group.
I'm a one-man band.
Tell us, the name. Just give us a rundown about it.
The band is The Crowned. I am Johnny Damien. I play bass. There's Mark Coronado. He's the drummer / singer. And there's Shane and Eric on guitars. And
Green.
Green what?
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought we were pointing at the flashlight.
Green for grime.
Yeah, we played a few shows here and there. Did the whole Rockstar Life
Shit,
thing.
this guy
yeah.
fucking went all over the country. Like,
Yeah.
Don't
We
pretend it didn't happen.
just did a show in Kentucky.
You were
that's-
run out of town.
I was the only minority there, so let's just
it didn't go well.
didn't go well for me at all. They have good chicken though.
That's pretty tight,
Yeah,
man.
they're fantastic.
You got another show coming up?
Not that
not
I
in this
know
country.
of.
No.
Not in this country.
If it happens, it would
If it
be
happens,
in this country.
but that's still hush hush. We don't speak of such things that are not official. But yeah, man, we got 2 music videos. I'm sure we can link them to this thing later on.
What are the song titles again? For
Our
those?
first single was "Your Promise" that came out in January, and
That's a love ballad.
That's a lovely ballad.
Would you say your style is really Bon Jovi meets Marilyn Manson?
I would say if Bon Jovi had a baby with Marilyn Manson might not be a good one.
I don't know. I just try to think of
Because you
something
can't have
weird.
babies.
Maybe like Rob Zombie.
Dude,
Very,
Zombs.
very,
I get behind that.
yeah. So yeah, our first single was "Your Promise," and our second single was "Murder." That one came out in June, I believe, or July, somewhere around there. And that was actually on Reddit and all good stuff. And
Damn.
it's a really interesting video. If y'all watch it, it's not for the squeamish. There is some blood in it, real blood.
Hey, is that the one where he pierces his lips?
Yeah. He had his.
Did he really do that?
Yeah, it's real. He had his mouth sewn
Speaking
shut.
of bloody videos, have you seen that fucking Slayer video in the prison?
I have not.
Dude, it's
I have
tight.
not.
It is fucking tight.
Is
There's
it new?
yeah, it's from their newest album.
Damn.
It is like a prison riot, and there's people just being fucking ruined left and right.
It's like a real video. They just like took footage from an actual
no,
prison.
no. There's like Danny Trejo's in it and shit.
Of course. You sure it's Danny Trejo?
So you know there's.
I mean, either that or a burnt up puppet. It's something.
Well, I was in overseas for the last 2 months, and you don't appreciate how good the internet works in America until you don't have it no more. No, thank you. So it was like literally like having dial-up on my cell phone.
That's pretty tight,
I
man.
wish it made
No,
noise.
it fucking sucked because I wanted to like post something on Facebook, and it like would time out.
It was probably like the greatest moment of your life too.
So it would say like
that one time you have that moment.
it would
you
say
have-
like
can't
timed
post it.
out, and then I would like post it again, and then when I would check after like 30 minutes later, it would post it twice, but like 2 different times. So, and
I
even
just
though it
pictured
said,
something awesome, like he met Brandon Lee.
Like something crazy, like something cool. And you're like, dude, I couldn't fucking do it.
That's why I couldn't watch videos. Man, there's no way that would have
catch
loaded.
up on the world then.
I mean, if you guys want, we can pause this, watch the video, and then hop back in and talk about it.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Sure.
Alright, guys, we will be back in a little bit. It won't seem like a little bit, it'll seem like a no bit. We'll be back. Yeah. Alright, we're back. So, what'd you guys think of the Slayer video?
Slayer one was pretty fucking gory.
Totally felt like a Stone Cold Steve Austin movie. Just waiting for him to show up.
It's fantastic.
Dude, my favorite part, Danny Trejo thumbing that dude's eyes out. It reminded me of Cracky.
He's always reminded me of Cracky.
Because that's what Cracky looks like.
Yeah, that's what Cracky's
Just
gonna
like
look like
Danny
when
Trejo.
he's 33.
Like in
Buff.
2 years?
Yeah.
Buff guy.
He's on a rough ride, guys.
Oh, he's married.
Yeah. With children.
Alright, what was
So-
the second video we watched? You showed us the death.
Murder.
From The Crown, my band.
Yeah.
That's right, we did. watch that video.
I enjoyed it, but not enough Johnny for me.
Yeah, we need way more Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really wasn't much Johnny in that video at all.
Tell the story of that girl.
What? I was in Costa Rica for the whole time, so I couldn't be there for shooting.
On a world tour.
I was in a world tour in Sweden and Paraguay and Uruguay. You are gay, whatever.
You're a guy.
But yeah. What about the other video? What do y'all think? Your Promise.
The one where he pierced his mouth?
No, that's murder.
Oh.
Your Promise.
It was the one with the girl that yelled at him in that crazy
Still
voice.
not enough Johnny. Like,
She shoot him in the face, or was that the first one too?
That was the second video.
yeah, that was your shot.
We're just getting both videos mixed up.
Oh, no, we did not, because we had the discussion about the women.
Yeah.
The women.
You had the model that
You had the blondie.
was
and then
too
you had
good for this
the old
shit.
shot.
Yeah, in the Your Promise video, that wasn't the original model. We had a model scheduled to show up at 11 a.m., or an actress, if you will, I guess.
I will not.
And it was 1 p.m., and we hadn't heard from her, and she hadn't showed up. So we decided to, like, hey, we need to hire someone on the spot. So the makeup artist was like, hey, I got this girl. We're like, yep, bring her in. And she did fantastic. She's the girl that you're going to see in the video. And then midway through the shoot, the original actress showed up, like, expecting to just get to work. And we're like, we already found someone because you're 3.5 hours late. So we had to fire her. And the awkward thing was, like, she came with her boyfriend, so they stayed in front of the house for, like, 30 minutes. I guess
Who had to do the firing?
The director, film director. Yeah, I did not want to handle any of that. I could never fire someone.
You were our boss.
It's true. That's how I bumped him on a
That's exactly
table.
why we
never-
got away
I
with
never-
what we did.
If I never fire you guys. I could definitely never fire anyone.
It was awesome.
I don't have that bone in me to.
You want it?
Thank
Man.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good video.
you.
Good video. Your arms were bigger.
My arms were much
So
nicer
big.
back then. I need to start hitting the gym again.
Yeah.
We need a little more Johnny.
Everyone needs a little bit more Johnny in their life.
Jesus.
Not Jesus.
This is dead air. I'll cut all this out.
Yeah, because we just died. Like, that's a room dying.
But yeah,
Listen,
that's my
the
life.
crickets
That's
in
my
the
life.
dark
That's my
place.
life right now. Music, all over the place, wherever I can go, wherever I can promote to. Basically, sold my soul to it.
And he tried like 16 different cocaines, right? Like, all over the world.
16 different cocaines. They all taste the same. It's like beer. It all
I
tastes.
wouldn't know. Huh?
All beer tastes the same to me.
Oh, he did try
It's
beer
because
too.
you're
Yeah, beer.
unrefined.
Panamanian beer.
'Cause I don't care, man. It all tastes
Panamanian
the same.
garbage is what you,
You
are.
can put Budweiser in a Bud Light and it'll taste the same to me. I won't know. It's just beer.
To the untrained tongue.
Well, I don't go around tonguing things to fucking figure out what they are.
That's not what Jerry said. What? I don't know why that was the name.
Jerry.
I guess
I was
that's
gonna
what he
say
said,
I was gonna
man.
say Mike, but I was
He
like,
hated
Mike's
that
here.
name.
Mike's right there. You can't fucking dog him.
Yeah, man.
And then I was just like, what's the next name?
Jerry, that bastard. Yeah, I remember him saying that.
Jeez.
Just kidding. That guy did suck, though.
We're not gonna make this whole podcast about how much we fucking hate Jerry. I
Yeah,
never
we
met
are.
him.
No, we could actually just
Talk about
One
Tom.
thing we
Remember
fucking had in
Tom?
common. Duh, Tom.
We can talk
I
about
miss
Tom.
I wish I could remember his last name. I'd look him up.
I can't. It was
Anascavage?
I remember it started with an A.
And a scavenge, I think.
and it had a V and some S's and G's.
We should give
Couple
like
vowels.
a description of Tom. He was an older guy.
like
he-
50s, mid 50s.
Yeah, he had kind of a Costanza thing with the horseshoe hair,
Yeah.
but he was white and he had he had some big glasses on him. But he was taller. He was like 6'1" or something.
He was about 6'1".
And he
With
was
the
like-
brown old man winter glasses. Though.
Yeah, he was like the most polite
Well
proper,
spoken.
like
He's
he was the
very,
most
very
proper,
proper.
human I've ever met.
and polite, but he was also
Yes.
kind of a dick. And he was
With like he would be a dick with it, like it was his weapon. Like
yeah, and he was really funny, and he had some great stories. He would just they made him the dish guy at Blockbuster, where they had to Dish Network bought Blockbuster,
yeah,
and then
Clear that up.
one employee had to push customers into signing up for Dish. It was a winning formula, and that was his job.
sure it was.
And the way he would do it is he would get like leads, basically. Like he would talk to the customers and be like, well, if you're interested, we can work with you. If you just want to give me your name, number, and stuff, we can run the numbers and I can get at you. And he would keep a notebook of it, and Jerry found out about it, and he was like, he tried to take it, tried to physically take it from him. He's like, Jerry, you're not taking my notebook.
I do remember that note. It was like a little spiral, right?
Yeah, and
he would just pan all this information off to the side
yeah.
and call them personally, hey, you remember me? I'm the guy that worked at Blockbuster. You gave me your cell phone number.
He would spend most of his shift on the phone. It was fucking rad. Remember the story?
Just tell him he was
Tell him the story
calling
he told
leads,
you
right?
about the girl that came in with the short skirt.
Ah, dude. Okay, all right. Oh, I gotta fucking remember it. I remember this girl. He just told me a story about this one time. He's like, oh yeah, I remember this one time. He never said how old the girl was. That's what kind of never really got cleared up. But he saw her bend over getting a piece of candy. And he's like, and all I saw was beaver. Because he's that fucking kind of guy. That was his slang term for fucking vagina.
He said, yeah, he told me it was like a...
Bush.
He said there was there was a black girl that came in with a micro mini skirt.
Micro mini skirt.
She came in and it looked like she had just came right off the stage. And he goes, he's like, she got to the front of the line and she decided she wanted candy, but she wanted candy, or she's like, he goes, she didn't want candy on the top. Of course not. She wanted candy at the bottom, and she's not wearing underwear. So I'm staring straight at Bush.
Oh, that was the line, right? I'm staring straight at Bush. Damn fucking.
She couldn't have been young. She had to be older. I mean,
I would.
Yeah,
hope,
I was picturing her
but
in
I
her
get the
40s.
feeling this happened on more than one occasion.
He told me a story where he was working at the Daze
I said
Skateboards store
beaver.
or something, where somebody walked around and filled up a jacket or whatever full of he was filling up a jacket or filling up his arms or whatever, basically with movies. And Tom saw it, so he stood in front of the door and he put his hand out he's a crossing guard, and he's like, stop. He says, you need to put those movies down and get out. And the dude charged him, and they ran into each other, immovable force in the, what is it? No, it's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. So they fucking collide, the movies go flying. Tom hits the deck, the dude falls over Tom, hits the doors, opens both doors, with his body, gets up and runs off. Didn't get any movies. Tom took the bump.
What a fucking hero.
I would have never taken a bump for Blockbuster.
But Tom would, and that's
Why?
why we love Tom.
You took a bump at Blockbuster.
Because then you can't file for workers' comp because they're going to be like, well, you're not
We can't
supposed to
afford
do
it.
that. You're supposed to just...
Yeah, those are the rules. If you were gonna steal, we couldn't do anything about it.
No, but you could call him out on it.
Yeah,
you can call him
say,
out.
"Stop."
If you saw him, you could. I mean, he did that. He was like, "Stop!" and the dude ran at him.
That's true.
I would just, if I was him, I'd be like, "Dude, I'm an old guy. I can't move like I used to."
And he's using
I
it.
took the bump.
my whole theory...
Dude, the
my
guy
whole
was
theory,
he was a killer though. We thought he was a serial killer when we first met him. He was ex-Navy shit. We were like,
Oh,
dude, he's
yeah,
got
he
some
was-
skill.
he was fluent in
He's
Mandarin.
not just a man. This man was a man of fucking talents.
He was fluent in Mandarin.
He
That
was
was
a
the weird
bowling
part.
champion or some shit. That he had so many stories.
He was
could tell.
he did judo in Japan.
Yeah,
is
he
what he told me.
spoke it. His wife was
he
Japanese,
went
wherever
to
she's
tournaments and shit, and he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, I hit him with a usugagi and uchimata and stuff. I was like, Tom, this is awesome.
Did you ever hear him call his wife?
That's
how I found out he
bong
spoke.
dong.
He was
Yeah, that's when they were speaking
I was
in
like,
their
hey,
language.
what are you speaking? He's like, Mandarin. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, my wife is...
It was like watching
I was like,
Wayne's World
Yeah.
when he's
When
like
he's ordering...
Ming Tung Pong.
It's no countdown. I'm surprised you guys didn't put Wayne's World on that countdown. I was kind of...
I was thinking about
Somebody
it.
needed to throw it out there.
What countdown was it?
I'll have the cream of some young guy.
We did a funniest movies list.
They
Airheads,
did.
bro.
Somebody mentioned it.
Airheads has got to be like the funniest movie ever.
Ever?
Ever.
That's your number one?
That's my
Dude,
number one,
I don't
Airheads.
think about- I couldn't pick a number
I
one.
like
Airheads
bucket
is my
list
number
or something.
one. My number two would be like Hot Tub Time Machine.
I like Hot Tub Time Machine a lot, but I don't know.
It's
about
good.
it,
I
too.
wouldn't...
You know what I like about Airheads? I got a DVD that had Airheads and PCU on it, and I watched both of those like at least once or twice a year. Like I watch them pretty often. I like it
So what made that? What made that a better movie?
because PCU, man.
Oh, okay.
Like Airheads is great, and I fucking love PCU. Nobody ever talks about that one. It's got David Spade and Ari from Entourage when he was young.
Sure.
He's still older than
Piven.
everybody in the movie.
The Piven, he's the
It's
oldest
got
guy.
it's got Lucille Bluth when she was younger. It's fucking good, man. It is fucking good. The what's the guy? He directed Iron Man.
John
Favreau. Favreau's in it, and he's got
John
dreadlocks.
Favreau.
Yeah. Okay.
Favreau's got dreadlocks. Gary Busey Jr.'s got dreadlocks. That's not his name. What's his name?
No, his name is
Jake Busey.
Jake Busey. Yeah.
He's rocking dreadlocks.
Yo, Favreau's doing the new Jungle Book, man.
Have you seen the trailer?
I have.
Oh, dude.
You
Have
like
you seen
it?
the trailer?
I have not.
Dude, you
I'm a fan.
I just came from a country that didn't have internet.
Well, it looks just like that country, but really, really pretty. Like, you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
they filmed it
but-
over without the poverty.
You seen that fucking trailer? It's like in Ultra HD.
we will watch that shit when this is over for sure.
Yeah, it's Bill Murray's motherfucking Baloo, dude.
Dude, you don't kill the fucking story. You let him find out about it on
Oh.
his own. Now you've ruined everything.
No, it's ruined. I wanted to
Big
see
cast,
that
though. Big cast.
Terminator Genesis. I really wanted to see that.
Genesis.
I heard.
It's all right.
Is it Genesis?
It's Genesis, but it's
Spelled
spelled
Genesis.
Genesis.
Cease. It's a silent.
It's all right. I mean, it's worth a watch. There's stuff about it that I liked and stuff about it I didn't like. I'll
I've
tell you
not
one
seen
thing.
it.
Dragon Lady is great.
What's that?
Dragon Lady from
She in it?
Game of Thrones. Yeah, she's fucking Sarah Connor.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Episode?
The Game of Thrones, yeah.
Oh, there's something in it. Talking about the
Terminator episodes, like saying Star
dude.
Wars.
Why
man?
haven't you watched Game of Thrones?
I don't have HBO.
I don't.
You can't
HBO.
download it.
You have the fucking internet, man.
Fuck is the internet? I don't know what you're talking about.
Downloading things is bad. Don't download.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That shit's
Bueno.
wrong. I will. You gotta download stuff. How else am I gonna get New Japan Pro Wrestling?
What they got over there?
Pay for the subscription.
Pay for the subscription? What am I, a goddamn rich man?
You get Raw for free.
I do.
Raw sucks though.
Raw's all right. Raw tonight was. I just get tired of Cena being the same
Where's
character.
Stone Cold?
He had a good match with Ziggler, and then it was just. But he goes over.
Super Cena?
Yeah, like I want to just turn heel already, man. Just fucking.
It's not gonna happen. You know what?
He should go to one of those.
Cena needs CM Punk. Just gonna throw that out there.
Cena needs to turn heel.
Cena needs CM Punk.
Really, he
know
just
enough
needs
about
to
the
keep doing what
career.
he's doing and making shit tons of money. But it would be nice if he would turn heel, and just do something different. Change, be a cowboy. Just fucking change.
Do some. It's where face paint.
Yeah, like if he
Grow your hair. Stand on top of the rafters with a crow on you.
Yeah, like if he did that,
Put some
If that was
fucking
his
tights
thing-
on you. Be a wrestler. Damn
He
it.
used to wear tights.
for sure wear tights.
Yeah.
He used
There's
to
a
wear tights.
different look on him.
There's only like certain
Those
gimmicks that
fucking
I'm alright
jeans.
if you're not wearing like wrestling gear. Like I'm alright that Luke Harper doesn't because it looks like he just walked out of the swamp. John Cena, come on, man.
But see, like-
he got muscular legs. Did you see him in that Amy Schumer movie?
I did not.
Oh, dude,
How was
he
the
looks like
movie?
a goddamn
talking
G.I.
about
Joe
Trainwreck,
character.
right?
His butt is sculpted out of marble. It's fucking-
Greek god.
It's fucking crazy, yeah.
Well, like, okay,
why wouldn't you put tights on?
You said
That's
Luke
crazy.
Harper, right? Wears like the same, like he looks like he came out of a swamp.
Mhm.
I mean, can't you like use variations of that same clothes, like maybe a different color wife beater?
Talking about Luke Harper?
Yeah, right.
I think he should lose the wife beater.
It was like a one.
I'm alright with just like the fucking gross jeans. Like,
okay, the gross jeans is fine.
I think he should come down with the flannel shirt with no sleeves and no wife beater and just pop the shirt off and
why not
do battle.
Yeah.
I also think that he's the best big man in the business, and I think he's the most underrated. Dude's great.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He can literally do it all. He can talk. He can work. He's exciting. He can fucking do the dive out of the rope stuff. He's got the best power bomb going.
How do you feel about Seth Rollins as a champion?
I think Seth Rollins is champion. I think he's really awesome, but they're billing him to be really weak. Like I like him. I like to see him like win clean a little bit more, or just like use like cheating tactics, but still like get over.
I just don't see why they have him run away from Kane.
Oh, it's Demon Kane. It's
That's
the thing that
we're not 12.
You're not 12. I'm 12.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a question.
You know, I feel like we went from what was the before the Attitude Era?
My favorite.
The Next Generation.
Next Generation era, which was like, okay, for kids. Oh, we're gonna ditch that. We're gonna go Attitude and yeah.
But before that was Rock and Wrestling.
Before.
Yeah, there was Rock and Wrestling. That was like Hulk Hogan and them like, and then
the Golden Era, which was before.
And then the New Generation is like
when Diesel came out and Razor
Ramon. It's like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels,
yeah,
like that era, and then Attitude started at the tail end of that. So it was like 92-ish was like New Generation, and then it went to about 90, like mid 97.
Yeah,
something like that. That's my favorite. That's my favorite time for wrestling.
When did Hart die? What year did Hart die?
Owen Hart, I think he died in 98.
It was around there. Your favorite generation was the New Era?
Yeah, the New Generation.
New Generation?
I'm a Bret Hart mark. Like, he's my favorite wrestler. You got to see him, like, I don't know, like, I liked the characters and stuff, and I liked how stuff was set up. Like, I miss that they don't have squash matches anymore. Like,
I mean, if you turn on Raw...
Or like not squash matches, like jobbing,
yeah. If you turn on Raw, there was never like a Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels on Raw. It was always Bret Hart versus some guy in the city.
Like what they would do is like Raw. They would do a little more like you would see like lower level guys facing like higher middle level guys, and then you would see like lower guys they're trying to build up. They would go against these like jobbers, so you'd get decent workers in there. You'd have an all right match, but you clearly have the one guy that they're putting over. So you could have matches like that building towards an event. The problem with it is like when the Monday Night Wars happened, like they had to make every fucking Monday had to be like it felt like a pay-per-view. So they did away with a lot of those like job matches and stuff like that. But now that they don't have to compete like that, like I think they should kind of go back to it a little bit. And, like, I mean, you could still, like, you could have, like, a Cesaro.
But you got enough bodies in the roster to, like, not have the same freaking matches every week.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're going to hit that. Like, I just think you should do something like you could have, like, a Cesaro, Ziggler headlining Raw. Like, that could definitely bring Raw to 2 hours. And then, like, don't put I mean, they want to get as many people on TV as possible. I get it. But I would like to see them, even if they don't do that, if they go back to, like, instead of every month, like every maybe month and a half, do a pay-per-view, like cut it down a little bit.
Well, back in the mid-90s, there was only like 4 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, there was Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and then they had King of the Ring.
King of the Ring. That was 5.
And then they
brought in the In Your House.
Yeah. And then that's how you got one every month. And some like 2 a month. I don't like it because you can't build a storyline. Like I want to see, like let's say it's Seth Rollins versus Triple H. I don't want to see this like Triple H attacks him week 1, week 2 they wrestle, week 3 they wrestle, and then the 4th week they wrestle again, and then they wrestle on the fucking pay-per-view. Like I like it better when it's like you see them like something happens, they get into it, and then there's like maybe somebody doesn't run in and get some, or somebody jumps in backstage, or somebody talks a bunch of shit. And you constantly keep them away, and you don't let them touch very often, because then you're like, oh, what's gonna fucking happen when you watch, like The Miz and Ryback do the same match for 4 weeks, and then they have a pay-per-view match. Who the fuck cares? We just watched it for free 4 times in a row.
Yeah. I mean, pay-per-views are basically free now, anyways.
Yeah, I know they give them more bang for their buck or whatever, but it just and they're gonna get paid. They get paid more, I guess. With that.
See, I would buy a pay-per-view if you told me it was like Hulk Hogan versus Scott Hall.
Now,
First man that explodes loses.
jeez,
You would pay for that, wouldn't you? Like dusty old bones. Hulk Hogan looks like he got into tanning
I hear
too many times. Like a beef jerky.
He's in talks to be in the new Expendables. They just said they announced today.
Like Suburban
Expendables 4
Commando
is
Part
happening.
2.
What took him so long? Like,
Because
How's he in talks? I'm pretty sure he's not that expensive. Why would Hulk Hogan say no?
it's gonna be a
they
short
wanted to be-
conversation.
I don't know. I think it comes more like if his schedule can do it or whatever. I mean, he said
You
talks.
sure?
He probably had the
he's
deal.
in a bad spot in his.
I'm pretty
He
sure
probably
Hulk Hogan.
he didn't want to seem desperate, so he's like, "We're in talks," but he's already signed the fucking deal, and he's getting his
In
$2,500 for.
written in blood.
I know I texted you that picture of like the grand jury's gonna have to watch Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
Jesus, man.
Did you ever watch it?
What?
I saw a clip of it.
I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
I saw a clip of
I'm gonna
it.
try. I'll try to
He
download
had a
it
sex
tonight.
tape?
Yeah.
Yeah, he banged like Bubba the Love Sponge's wife or something.
But it's like a camera on the wall, like on the corner, top of the wall. So it's like
A hidden camera.
a hidden camera, like a yeah.
just to show
And
what kind of.
basically, he just like pops out his dick,
Yeah, man.
and the girl just like starts blowing him, and then he like puts his hand on top of his head, like.
Does he tear his shirt?
Wait. Is he still wearing the bandana?
Oh god, I don't remember if he's wearing bandana.
I bet you doesn't.
If
take
he
that
had the
bandana.
bandana and the shirt, and then lost the shirt like that,
That would be
BJ?
So I lose more good shirts
right
this way.
there. That's pay per view. That's how you fucking sell pay per views.
I mean, it wasn't the best. It was probably one of the worst ones I've seen of like celebrity sex tapes.
I mean, you still
There's some bad
masturbate
ones
to
out
it,
there.
No. I don't watch porn. I like watching porn
Why
bloopers.
not?
Weren't you gonna like shoot porn or something?
Nah.
Nah, man, that wasn't me. Weren't you
Wrong
making a
guy.
movie or something?
Something like that.
What's going on with that?
Nothing right now.
You writing scripts or anything
It's on
still?
pause.
It's on hiatus.
Yeah.
Oh, you got any plans for the future? We talked about music.
Yeah.
I figured you want to talk about your budding.
Well, I can't really think of anything right now, honestly. There's a lot of different paths I want to take. I want to go professionally grow weed.
Professionally grow.
Yeah, you know, and
Smooth the
make
Columbia,
money off
bro.
of that. You know,
You can legally
can
do
that. No, I'm
It's
just
gonna be
kidding.
so sweet if Texas
I don't know.
gets it legalized. I mean, kind of, because I get friend prices now, but you can't really do that if you're getting it from a dispensary.
My life won't change.
Maybe it'll be cheaper.
No, your life is gonna change, buddy.
My life won't
You're
change.
just gonna pop out a kid one day and be like, "Oh shit."
That is not going to happen.
That's what happens when dispensaries pop up.
If I've made it to
Exactly,
27 without kids,
I
I don't see that. It's funny because I was with my mom and she was like, "I'm scared you're gonna get married too young." Like, Mom, I'm 27. How much younger can I get married? I think I'm starting to hit that point in my life where it's like, should I get married or remarried? Whatever we're gonna call it.
You were married before.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about
Is it a
that.
fact?
Yeah, it's
It's a fact.
Hey, you had like the ceremony and everything.
no.
Oh,
No.
Oh, it was like a.
Couple
It was
poppers.
nothing, man. It was nothing.
Squirrel was a fucking minister at a wedding pretty recently.
I saw
How did
a
that happen?
picture. Yeah.
I asked him if he would become a minister online to do this wedding, and he said yes.
Isn't
He took
he?
the time.
He's like doing like the pyramid scheme things, right?
No, he is not.
No, man.
I see all these pictures like, like if you want to become an investor in this,
He,
come with me to Mumbai or
What he does is
Indonesia.
he teaches people how to like sell themselves, like so they like in marketing. He does like marketing.
He's like a
stuff,
life coach,
kind of, but like
like a pickup artist.
better.
It's a
But
chess.
marketing, like, is that his job?
I mean, he doesn't have a job per se.
So he's like me.
Yeah, I mean he makes money,
That's all I got.
but he's kind of like a teacher. Like he knows he made money doing this, like doing a business venture, and so he teaches other people the ways to do it by kind of selling themselves. Like, be yourself, fucking whatever he says, and
I mean, hey, it's working out for him.
yeah, that's how you got to get that
Well,
guap.
that's awesome.
Fucking there's jets sitting all across the
Stack that
goddamn
cheese.
world.
Gotta
I gotta save up for 2 months to go to Austin. 60 miles away.
You rich bastard.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go like 2 towns up to go to the outlet mall and just can't afford it.
Hey man, what movies are you most hyped for?
Coming out?
Yeah, like gonna come in.
Batman vs Superman.
For sure.
Apocalypse, man.
Yeah, you said Apocalypse.
That's the only movie I care for. I saw the Star Wars trailer and the Jesus Christ
I'm like really
Saber.
stoked about Star
That's
Wars.
good.
Jesus.
I like Star
Jesus
Wars.
Saber.
It's the Yeezus.
Yeezus.
And that's actually
Is it really?
Kanye
It is the
West under
Yeezus,
that
yeah.
mask.
Oh,
Yeah, it turns out it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That's the
Oh,
twist,
That's
man.
the twist ending.
dun, dun, dun.
You see that?
Directed by him.
Was it?
What the fuck happened?
It's Always Sunny, where he's like, that was the twist at the end that Bruce Willis had that terrible hairpiece, and he's like, that wasn't the twist. He's like, yeah, man. Then he was in there with that he's actually bald. That's the twist.
There was there's that movie, The Orphan. It's not an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but
that little girl.
the little girl that turned out to be an old lady. That was
Spoiler.
Oh yeah,
Spoiler. Sorry, no one's seen that 10-year-old movie.
I'll tell him that you might be spoiling some stuff.
Yeah, well, we are moving.
I lost my train of thought, but yeah, there was
Tell
that
us
a
about
twist
The
ending.
Orphan
Did the Last
and
Airbender have a
Shyamalan.
twist ending? I never saw the Last Airbender.
Which one?
Last Airbender.
Yeah, it was a letdown, dude. It was visually stunning.
But they have a
yeah, and he
twist
lifts
ending.
a big wave and does nothing with it. That's the twist. The twist is that he's like, oh shit, big ass wall of water.
See, I
coming.
would like to see M. Night
and then
Shyamalan.
he just scares everybody off and drops it down.
I heard he just did a movie.
Yeah,
he
the old
did.
people one.
Yeah, I heard not to see it.
Cocoon?
The Burbs.
Somebody listening to this will get that joke.
Yeah, The Burbs. I fucking said that.
I would like Tom Hanks to do an 80s Tom Hanks style movie where he's like a goofy fucking dude. I want him to... He did that Larry Crown movie, and it wasn't great, but it had a few laughs. It had a few laughs.
I never saw it.
Captain Phillips was the last Tom Hanks movie I think I saw.
That was hilarious.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain. Look at
I
me.
saw the meme that had like the Captain America thing. Some people just have it together, man.
It's fucking awesome.
I think they should remake, not remake, do it like a Little Giants Part 2, but with the same cast. Just have them like 40
Yes.
years later play another football game, and
Yes.
I mean Ed O'Neill
charity.
and what's his name? Rick Moranis, they're still around.
Yeah, but Rick Moranis is kind of retired.
He'd come back.
Yeah, he
Maybe.
fucking said no to the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he said no to Ghostbusters.
But it's not the same.
But I
Are you
think...
sure that's like one of his biggest roles?
But it's not the
One of
same
them.
cast.
No, that's true.
If you have like the same cast from Little Giants, like the same exact teams.
He kind of said that he didn't want to do it because it was such a small, like, why come back for just a small role? So he might be doing something bigger.
What was
I hear, like, there's rumors of Spaceballs 2.
There is. I
And
heard
if,
that.
and if Spaceballs 2 is a thing, motherfucker, I'm there.
Yeah.
Because Spaceballs is the best Mel Brooks movie.
Or did they say there's gonna be like a
Yes, I
Space
agree.
Jam
I agree.
too?
Yeah.
I
LeBron
pray to God
James,
it's fake.
Space
Hey, but
Jam.
here's what I did hear today. Fucking Ronda Rousey in the new Roadhouse remake.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
They announced it like a week and a half ago.
What do you think about her as Captain Marvel? Like legit?
I don't... She can't act.
Yeah, but that's why
Look,
they say
she can
wants to do a
fight her
couple
ass
movies
off.
before.
She can fight her ass off. She's hot. She's funny. Like, I like her in interviews and stuff, and she seems like a cool chick, but she can't act. She needs to hit, like... I mean, take some acting lessons. I'm sure, like, if Marvel picks her, they're gonna be able to work her towards, like a good performance, but just, like, between her or having, like, Emily Blunt, I'm going Emily Blunt.
I want to tell y'all a
Yeah.
funny story
Please.
about now
I
that
gotta
we
do
now
it.
we- now we
Damn,
tou-
I
we
gotta
touched
cast-
on
I gotta
we touched on
alternate
UFC. When I would argue with my old lady, she would bring up things.
Your old lady.
She would bring up things
Oldest.
of like, I don't know, like it wouldn't even be part of the argument, and I guess that's something typical with girls. But I'd never dealt with that, so we'd be arguing, and she'd be like, "Oh, you held that door open for that girl that one day, and that's wrong." Like, okay, well, she brought up the UFC thing. It's like you watch UFC, don't you? It's like I don't watch UFC. I don't watch any of that. She's like, yeah, they have girls in bikinis holding the fucking numbers. I bet you love that, don't you? Like, no, if I wanted to see
Wow.
a half-naked girl, I would just watch a porno and watch a full-naked girl.
The fuck?
Maybe
But
you're
yeah,
only
she
into
started
half
yelling
naked.
at me over that. I was like, how's that my fault?
Clearly, this
That-
has been a problem before.
like, I'm sorry that the world is sexist and there's half-naked girls who get paid to do that.
yeah, you like those?
It's not
gap
like they're being
calendars,
forced
right?
to do it, but...
Dude,
Anyways, that
where did they? Oh, Ronda Rousey made that happen. Like,
Ronda Rousey.
I was gonna say, if you don't see Ronda Rousey as Captain Marvel, what do you think of her as Sonya Blade?
I can see that.
That's what
but they would have to limit her role. Like, she can't... Like, she's going to star... A lot of it's going to deal with this. She's going to star in the autobiography or whatever of her life.
Could be like 8 Mile?
That's going to be next. Yeah, it's going to be like an 8 Mile type of thing. So she's supposed to star in that, and then she's got the Roadhouse thing. If she can improve from what she had in, like, her other movies, because her in Fast and Furious was bad.
Expendables
was not good. Her best performance was like was Entourage, and that was even a little suspect. But I think Entourage like yet. She's got a work ethic that's like really, really good. So I'm sure she's if she works at it, she could be great.
She's an awesome chick, though, man.
Yeah, that's why I like her. I hope she like gets her like acting shit together because she's got everything else together. But
yeah, man.
Get that acting shit together and fucking.
The rest of her is fun.
She could easily be like. I mean, not easily because it's a lot of work, but if she got good, she could get great.
I don't follow her, so I don't know.
Who would you cast?
I mean, she came from doing like judo and shit, and now she's like knocking these bitches out.
Yeah, it's just like seconds, right? Like it's not even a minute.
Yeah. I've been like I saw her like second amateur fight, and she won by armbar, and I was like, oh cool, man. And then I saw like she had another one coming up, and I was like, oh cool. And I watched. And I just kind of been watching since then, and she was armbar.
Every time I hear armbar, I just think of Nitro when Chris Jericho came out with the 1001 moves.
Hold one, arm drag. Hold two, arm bar.
But see, that made wrestling better then because it was like, all right, Chris, you got 5 minutes, go do whatever you want, type of deal.
You just run your mouth. Man.
Instead of like, all right, you're gonna say this, and this is how you're gonna do it.
You know what he did? So it went to commercial while he was counting. And then he just talked shit about like their local sports team until he got the cue that it was coming back on. And as soon as it came on, he's all, hold 785 arm bar.
I mean, that's genius. That's how he gets more heat.
Yeah, he's great. Like I read his first 2 books, and they're really, really funny. I never laughed harder at a book than in that.
What was the best story of the book?
It was a story about these people. They gave him a tape because they're his #1 fans, and then they end up being all like these super white trash people. Like, dude just walks up to the camera, looks at it, and farts, and these fat chicks are like, "We love Chris Jericho." And then that story awesome. In the same chapter, that story leads into one with Jim Cornette ordering like a shit ton of burgers at a Dairy Queen because it's the only.
I think I heard that story. I think I heard Jim Cornette shoot on that the people at Dairy Queen didn't want to serve him the food or whatever.
Well, they thought he was joking, so they didn't even make it, and he fucking lost his shit, got out of the car, and was like crawling on the window and like yelling at him and shit.
Damn, Jericho.
Not Jericho.
Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
You guys remember Fozzy?
I do. It's a thing still.
Still a thing?
He like travels. Like when he's not wrestling, he's Fozzying usually, and he's got some other gigs. Like he hosts some shows and shit. He's got a podcast. It's pretty good.
Never.
Yeah, one of my favorite Jericho moments is when he first like premiered. Is that the right word?
Premiered.
Remember him when he was
like
debuted? Yeah, he debuted in the WWF, and he was like,
oh, was the countdown?
Yeah, the countdown. And then when he came out, I was like, holy shit, it's Jericho! And then he like goes off and gives him a bunch of shit, and The Rock.
The Rock was in the ring.
Yeah, and The Rock gives him like who are you? And he's like, I told you. And he's like, it doesn't matter. So good.
Love it.
And then I think there was the next week, Jericho came back out and interrupted The Rock, I believe. It might have been in the same promo now that I think about it. I don't know. But he says, like, he does, The Rock's talking to him, and he's like, you think you're something? Because a few months ago you were down south beating some guy named Juventud? And it cuts back to... It cuts back to Chris Jericho, and he's like acting like he's pulling a mask off. He's like, I took his mask!
That's fucking Jericho, dude.
I think the best debut...
Y2J.
The best debut has to be the Shockmaster.
Yes.
That's got to be #1 all time. There's nothing will ever top that.
Kane.
Who had your
No,
favorite
I'm talking
entrance,
like
favorite
like
entrance?
funny wise.
yeah. Kane's was a cool debut, but it's kind of like, oh, he ripped the door off the hinges.
But it was awesome because of the build up behind it. It was like 4 months of like
It was a really long build.
hearing this like Kane thing, and you're almost like it's almost out of like your mind because he's been Undertaker's feuding with Shawn Michaels, yeah, and then it's gotta be Kane, like
Fucking Jim
the
Ross.
delivery,
so good.
The delivery. Jim Ross.
Dude, Jim Ross is great.
Yeah.
I loved him commentating on Stone Cold.
Was that even? I don't think that was Jim Ross. I think
It
that
was?
was Vince McMahon that called that.
It might have been Vince McMahon.
I think he's the one that goes,
back in the day.
"That's gotta be Kane."
Yeah, Vince McMahon was actually
I like
really good at commentary.
I put him in my top 5 favorite commentators.
Who would you put number 1?
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan is my favorite to listen to.
But Bobby Heenan was with
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
Gorilla
That
and
was a-
Bobby is
that was
my
a good
favorite
tag.
duo, but I would say like my top 5 or whatever is Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, JR, Gordon Sully, and Vince McMahon.
You like the King?
He's all right, but
Gets a little annoying.
the King only really works with JR. I find that he's still good, but he's not like the higher. He's not elevated. I think JR elevates him a little. But I think JR kind of does that with everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But I like the King. It's just maybe it's like the PG King that I'm thinking of now, where he can't really be all old and pervy like he was.
Puppies, that shit.
Yeah, he had some good shit. I remember he did the they were doing a bikini Miss Royal Rumble bikini thing, and Jacqueline takes her shit off. She's wearing like just strings basically.
You said the Royal Rumble, right, where the girl's fucking bubble wrap and the chick pops up?
Yeah.
Have it
So
on
she
Royal
fucking man, you just kill the stories.
I wanted to make sure this shit was what it was. I was
like Jacqueline like does the ass drop to the ground a whole bunch, and Jerry Lawler's like his head's going up and down with it, and then he starts doing the fucking Cabbage Patch. It's so funny. Yeah, and then the cat comes out, and she's wearing bubble wrap, and Jerry Lawler's like, "Oh, I love to pop those bubbles." He's like married that chick and left the company because of her for a little bit. Yeah, when they were doing the invasion angle, that was the reason why they were there. And then Mae Young came out, and she was like, "You want to see some puppies?" And her titties fell out, like her old lady titties. Mae Young was the shit though.
She took a.
I don't know how much she made.
Bumps, son. She was talking. I watched this interview. It was a shoot interview with Bubba Ray, and he was saying like that was Mae Young's idea to like get power bombed, and she was going to fucking Vince and trying to get him to let her do the power bomb from the top of the cage, and he's like Vince and Bubba are like no, and she was like, "Let's do it, Vince." Like, dude, Mae Young is the shit.
The stage, the tables, she took all that shit. You didn't lie.
She passed away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a really good documentary about women's wrestling. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. I think it was called Women's Wrestling. I don't know what the name was.
It's a very blunt
For lack of
description.
a better name.
I saw the Iron Sheiks documentary.
I saw most of it. I didn't get to finish it yet.
It kind of dragged on.
It was really interesting in the beginning. I didn't get a chance.
I think the best part was like you'd think he'd be like a broke wrestler, but he really wasn't a broke wrestler.
Yeah.
He didn't become a broke wrestler.
Yeah, and he was like the bodyguard for like the president of Iran or whatever. Did you see the documentary that Mick Foley put out about the Santas? I mean, I guess he was a producer on it.
Nah.
It's like these dudes that are Santas, like they're the guys that
Like
dress up like
Santa
Santa.
Claus?
Yeah. And they pretty much live their like year round. They have the beards and stuff, and they're Santa.
Oh, so it follows like guys that like work at the malls.
Yeah, and
Okay.
well, dudes that take it a little bit more serious than that. They work at the malls, but they bring their own suits and shit. Like people,
like bad Santa.
kind
Kinda.
of. But it's like
not bad.
yeah,
Not
it's
bad.
like if like a town was gonna have a little Christmas village, they would contract
Like an actor. He'd be
Yeah,
like an actor. Yeah.
I think they have like a union and shit too. But it was really good. It was like it followed these dudes. One was a gay guy. One was like kind of awkward. Lived with his family. Like lived with his.
You said it was good?
Yeah, it was really good.
I'll have to check it out.
I think it was called
I
I
remember
Am
this shit
Santa
like barely.
or We Are Santa or something like that. But It was on. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it's still.
See,
is.
like I went through a phase where I would watch documentaries on Netflix, but then it became too hipsterish. Where it was like,
Why
plastic
did you
bottles
care?
are evil.
Yeah.
Or sodas are evil. Like, all right. Like, I just want to see like.
You know what documentary you told me about that I watched and fucking it ruined me for a little bit? That the one about the 3 kids that got put up for the murder.
Oh, West of Memphis.
Yeah, but it was the newer one?
Yeah. It was West of Memphis.
That was
What
the
is
newest
that?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Did
like,
you rent it or?
Yeah, I rented it.
The red cover.
Yeah, these fucking 3 kids. Okay, like there's these little boys. They're like 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, and they went riding their bikes or something, and then they don't come back, and eventually their bodies are found like all cut up and like their genitals are gone, and there's all these like crazy marks all over them, and so they needed somebody to like pin it on, so it kind of got pushed towards these kids because they were like, you know, kind of outcast, creepy goth kids, and they thought that they were Satanists. So these dudes were in prison from like
95 till 2013.
yeah,
18 years.
and it was like all the evidence was like real circumstantial at best, and there's even evidence that it couldn't possibly be them, and people were like, man, I don't want to give it away because it's something you need to see.
West of Memphis.
West of
Yeah,
Memphis.
dude.
It's definitely one of the best documentaries I've seen.
That's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it sticks with you, man. It's really it's really intriguing. It's not like at any point you're bored. It's fucking crazy.
Well, it's like,
It doesn't sound like it. That shit sounds intense.
well, society's changed a lot from them, but it's still like that. You know, you still,
Henry Rollins is in it.
yeah. You know, you still see, that's my phone. You'll still see like a person dressed like a thug, and you still think like, oh, he's gonna do something, you know.
It's good, good.
And it's kind of shitty because it shouldn't be that way, but okay.
Yeah,
I have the best example. So when I was in South America, I would talk about you. I'd tell people like, yeah, man, I have a friend Brent. He's an MMA fighter. He has an official match. He's had an official match.
I have one
He's,
fight.
you
I wouldn't
gotta say
I'm
he's
an-
undefeated. That's how you say it. I
He's
got a friend who's
undefeated. And then I would tell people like, if you looked at him, you would never assume he was a fighter because you have a fucking long ass beard, long hair, and I mean you're not in the best shape of your life. So,
Jesus.
but I know I would know never
too
get
honest.
to get in a fight with you because you'd probably kill me.
I wouldn't say I'm an MMA fighter. I had one fight.
He's
I mean-
skilled.
I mean, I train
The
and
man
shit,
is
but
skilled.
I don't call myself a musician, but you know that's just.
yeah, I've heard your music.
But that's just the thing. You stereotype people. You know.
Yeah, for sure. We used to play.
This shit sounds I can't stop thinking about that damn documentary you brought up. That's wrong. Like, that's fucked up.
You go watch it.
Yeah,
Get them to pay me money for
I'm
fucking.
so bummed
publicizing.
out just hearing about it. I'm like, damn, dude.
it's really good.
Heavy.
I try to get other people to watch it, but it's a tough watch. Like, if I tried to watch I was watching documentaries for a little bit, but I like watching stuff about history, and I watched something about these American POWs in World War II. They got taken to like one of those concentration camps.
I think I saw that one.
Oh man, just the opening scene, I was so high.
Was it like the Auschwitz one?
So high, yeah, I was so high, and as soon as it started playing, I saw like dead Jews and fucking like all skinny and shit, and I was just like, I immediately was like, I'm gonna cry, I can't do this.
That's
like it.
you're Jewish.
Well, it's just like seeing people like that. It's just fucking. It makes me. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Like I don't even
shit's
like watching
nasty.
like when we.
That
watch-
really happened though. Like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, like that.
I read a book called Last Train to Hiroshima. It was about the bomb, and as from a guy's perspective, he was leaving Hiroshima as it happened, and it was just like the most graphic thing you can imagine. Where like he was walking, and he said he saw like a person approaching him, and what he thought was a person with their clothes ripped off, but as the person got closer, he realized, nah, it's their skin like ripping off of the fucking.
Oh shit!
And basically, like, if you went to, like, ground zero where the bomb hit, everything was dust. Whoever was standing there at that point just became dust
It
within
was
seconds.
like fucking Terminator 2.
So he lived? How'd that
I
guy
don't
live?
see the Terminator 2 thing.
Remember Terminator 2 when she's having the dream and the bomb drops
Yeah,
and everybody
she's
turns
in
to
the
dust?
Okay, yeah.
And then the wind blows them away.
Did another one bite it?
What?
The dust?
I see what you did there.
Wow.
It wasn't that good, I guess, if y'all didn't get it.
Show's
Yeah,
over,
no, you just
everybody.
had to
God damn it. My music career's over.
Couldn't help
We
it.
gotta do stand-up now.
What were you talking about, though?
But chill. You're talking about atom
last
bomb
train of
there,
Hiroshima, yeah, when the atom bomb. Was it an
Yeah.
atom bomb?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember that wrestler named Atom Bomb?
I do. I do.
Segue.
I was a fan, and actually, we did a backyard wrestling thing when we were little, and we had the federation was called the BAWF, the Badass Wrestling Federation, and I came up with every character, every moveset. I decided who got the title. I was the Vince McMahon, mostly because I was the only one that cared about it, and everybody else just kind of would go along with it because I was really into it. Oh no, we have some tapes or had some tapes. It was pretty awesome. I went by Damien. Son of the devil.
Intriguing.
Yeah,
It's an awesome name.
I wore like wide leg pants, and I had a shirt that it was a white zombie shirt. I still have it. It says like white zombie on the front, on the back. It said 6'6" motherfucker. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm 15.
You're 15. This wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, we would do like I guess it was front yard wrestling because we always did it in the front yard of my house.
But nobody needs to know that.
And something brought this up. What brought this up?
You're talking about Atom Bomb?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So I had my little brother Blaine. He's been on a few times. He was like short and fat, and I had this friend Fathom, who was also short and fat. He's Fat Adam. I paired them up and called them Doomsday, and it was Adam, like ADAM, Bomb, and Henry Bomb. So they were A Bomb and H Bomb.
Nice.
Yep. Hell yeah, man! Squirrel. For the first thing, we made him a wigger. He was homie G Funk, and he would do like the worm and shit, but he would do it backwards. He couldn't go forwards.
Oh, the whale.
And we were a tag team. Took the straps, man. We had a ladder match, and took the straps.
Did you have like a real ladder out there?
We did. We put it in. We put the belts in a tree, and the belts were like dirt bike kidney belts. So they're like hard on one side. I still have it somewhere, and I just took a piece of paper and like drew stuff and stuck it on there, and then that was our title belts. It's pretty awesome. Me and Squirrel had a classic. It was a good time.
I don't know why when you mentioned the word wigger, it just reminded me of the story of my dad. He, I don't know why. I don't get it. But my sister had to be like 15, and she asked my dad for a Backstreet Boys CD for her birthday. She said, "Hey, Dad, I want this Backstreet Back or whatever." Mm-hmm. My dad, being the person he is, goes to the CD store and gets her the CD, wraps it up, and gives it to her. And my sister opens it. It's a fucking Blackstreet CD.
Yeah.
Like, he just showed up with a Blackstreet CD. It's like, man. And back then, it wasn't so funny as it is now.
Blackstreet's
Blackstreet.
20, right?
It's just... He couldn't have been the only person to make that mistake. I hope not.
Black streets, black.
Just did-
All right.
But you had a boost in sales right there for a second. I was like, why?
That's fucking hilarious.
No diggity.
No doubt.
I don't know why Wigger got me to that point.
Dude, that made me think of, do you guys remember TRL?
Yes.
TRL.
I used to watch TRL all the time, and I would get fucking pissed. I'm like, why is Korn 3? Why don't you get him to 1?
That's
Come
what
on,
I hated
Korn.
when metal
Limp
was
Bizkit, you can
Now-
do it. It was always Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, and occasionally like 98 Degrees would hop in there.
Because fuck Carson Daly.
I think the biggest thing I remember from
Dude,
TRL...
and I liked Carson Daly a lot
No,
back
never
then.
The biggest thing I remember from TRL, and Dave Chappelle made that joke, but
Yeah, I was
9/11,
going to bring it up.
Where's Ja? Ja Rule called TRL to talk about what happened 9/11.
See how Ja Rule feels.
Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks about 9/11?
tell him
Like,
like this.
get Bush on the phone. Get Dick Cheney. Someone.
It's MTV. They're not going to get anybody.
But Ja Rule,
Get
out of all
George
people...
Jefferson.
Yeah, there you go. At least
Yeah.
someone, Bill Cosby.
Like
I don't
LL
care.
Cool J called in that day, like, "Oh, it's a fucking tragedy, yo." I'm like, "Oh,
I remember
shit."
they had Fat Joe. I remember they interviewed
Yeah,
Fat
he
Joe.
was.
He was like, "Man, I saw those planes crash, and I live like 30 minutes from it. I was scared they were going to bomb my
I
house."
just leaned back and said, "Help me,
Just lean back.
help me."
Jesus Christ.
Fat Joe's terrible.
Fat Joe is garbage.
Yeah, he's terrible.
That dude is not good, man.
I don't.
Terror Squad.
They had that song Clapback. I think that was the only thing I ever enjoyed. I think that was him. It was like him
You
and...
didn't enjoy the
no,
lean
that's
back?
Ja Rule.
Lean
Gotta
back.
clap
Lean back was...
Gotta clap
Lean
back.
back.
Ja Rule's
He's
terrible.
lean back.
Fuck, no, there's a song with him and Jadakiss, I think.
Oh.
And Ja, I think they're talking shit about 50.
Happy
But I kind of enjoyed it. But then they did that Hail Mary song, and Ja Rule hasn't been heard from since.
Didn't 50 like ruin his life?
I don't know. I just remember being... I choose sides, so as soon as one of these things happen, I'm like, fuck that other guy. So
I feel like we need more Chameleon there.
Just done.
I think he's a real estate agent now.
That's not true, is it?
I think it is,
Is it?
dude.
Probably.
I think so.
No fucking way.
He always reminded me of Steven Jackson. I feel like they
Yeah,
they're like the
he did.
same
He
person.
seriously
Very,
did.
very ugly, you're right.
We're going back to the discussion of like who's the ugliest basketball player right now.
Oh, shit.
Al Jefferson,
Al Jefferson, for sure.
Kendrick Perkins.
Fucking...
I'm digging Davis's eyebrows, or eyebrow.
Anthony Davis is an ugly guy.
It's just that fucking
Paul
mark.
Gasol. That...
Paul Gasol is ugly. Yeah.
Especially like when he's like in
He's the
mid
boy
game
band
and he can't hold his jaw closed. He's just
Well, he has like
he's
a
my
very
least favorite player. I hate that guy.
What?
like it looks like he sweats a lot from his head, so his hair gets like really
Mop top.
Yeah, like very mop top-ish.
But I like Marc Gasol a lot.
I like
Marcus
Marcus.
legit.
Al Jefferson's
Fuck
got to
that
be the
fella.
ugliest.
How you
Greg Oden, man, poor guy. Dude looked like he was 40. He wasn't even 21.
He had the fucking knees of a 40-year-old.
He did.
He had my knees. How do you guys see the NFL season shaping up?
Oh,
Who
shit.
think's going to the bowl?
I was out of the country
As
for
a
the
Cowboys
last 2
fan,
months, so I have
I'm
no
sad.
idea.
I'm still saying Cowboys, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
If you look at their schedule,
It's hard to be a Cowboys fan.
if you look at their schedule, the games ahead, they're probably going to lose 2 of them. They have the ability to,
We got a bye
win
week.
most of them. Yeah, but the game's coming up.
They have the ability to win all games. They just don't have what it takes.
No,
I hate to break it
Do you
to
think
you.
we should make
Homeboy
the
Sweden's
switch?
not consistent enough. He's good in spurts, but
Castle? What do you think about him?
it's like they're... Huh?
That's our backup. They're talking about switching fucking weed now.
They should just sign Tim
give a
Tebow.
shit. They should. I would say Tebow
Get
also.
Tebow. Worst case scenario, you got Jesus on your side.
Dude, I mean, and that's not worst case scenario, but... I mean, I guess for us...
Wow.
I would say, I mean, he's not the best passer, but he doesn't need to be. It's a run-first offense.
Because he believes.
But he is a... You know what he is? He's a winner, and he's a big fucking dude.
Can he run?
Yeah, like, and he make... I mean, you can make him the fullback.
He
When
could
Tony
be a
comes
full.
back.
He could be a fullback.
They could run the Wildcat with him and just fucking be fine.
But they won't. But they won't do that.
But
And
they could, and if they with that offensive line, and their defense is pretty good too. But it's like the offense is never on the field, so the defense is getting like worn down. That's why like they start out so good, and by the end of the game, it's like
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't care.
I support all Texas teams.
Yeah.
I'm a Giants fan.
You're an
such
asshole.
a-
That's what you are.
Yeah. It's like
You
the
shot down a
Guido,
lot.
the
You
Guido
came here
in me.
shooting shit down.
The Guido in me.
Maybe.
Guido in me's a Giants fan.
Gross.
The
Hey.
the Texan in me might be a
G-Man.
Texans
Yeah.
fan.
G-Man. My G-Man. No.
Hey, Copernicus.
We should go to a hockey game this season.
I went to one. I guess it was last season.
Bloody fucking da.
I'm all over the place,
Not
man.
all of us
I'm
can
doing
throw
things, making
gold
moves.
around and get what we need.
It was probably I went
Ringside,
to a soccer game
Ringside.
in South America, and that's probably the greatest sporting experience of my life. And
Not
And that's because you are from where?
it doesn't matter. But that soccer game, because they had like the riot police and everything, like tear gas and all that. That wasn't going
Soccer's
on.
really big in Mexico.
That wasn't Mexico. But
You sure?
then I went to a hockey game here, and it was pretty awesome. It was a pretty awesome experience. It made me feel like a Spurs game was boring.
Yeah, I want to go,
The
but
Spurs game gets boring. Like the second quarter, it gets kind of boring.
I don't want to go by myself. But they got like dollar hot dogs and shit, man. I'm trying to get fat.
For hockey,
Yeah.
just let me know, man. I'm down
Do
for
that
that.
shit.
I got nothing better to do.
We'll get some jerseys and customize them and shit. I want mine to say...
Dollar hot dogs?
I want mine to say
They call
Nighthawk.
it dollar hot dogs.
They have,
Is it
they have
dollar
dollar beers too, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
like-
saying. But they're like this big.
Still talking about the food.
whatever, man. I'm just-
Fucking Dixie cups and shit.
It's a dollar
of
beer.
beer or of hot dog?
Beer.
Here's a Dixie cup of hot dog. Please leave.
It's a Vienna sausage.
All
Hot dog.
right, keep them coming. Oh, you mother. So we're gonna have to cut you off.
How long is this podcast going, anyways?
I don't know. Where
We usually go about an hour or so.
You gotta be
How far
over
we
an
get?
hour.
We're at 54 minutes.
Well, you're gonna edit a whole bunch of this stuff, right? I'm sure you're gonna edit all this.
I mean, I'll probably leave it in
keep
there.
it. It's good.
There's like the pauses and stuff.
Fucking awesome.
But I gotta put an intro and shit on here, and probably some sort of outro.
Good tune.
Where I tell them like where they can reach me. But,
I
I mean, we can wrap it up now if you guys want.
I don't care. I don't got anything.
kind of want to keep going, but
I don't got anything better to do.
Yeah.
I don't think people are gonna sit around and
You just
listen to a
wanna do
2-hour
two?
podcast of us talking.
I don't know. I listen to a bunch of 2-hour podcasts. So,
Well, there you go. Let's keep going.
but I'm a podcast fan. No, we can call it quits for now. I mean, we're kind of dying down with the stories.
I guess it'd be easier if we had like topics to talk about.
Yeah, well, I
That's
mean,
true. We didn't.
this
jot
was just
anything
kind of
down
a
on
this was just kind of a fucking get together quickly type of thing. So
The quickie.
we'll do some. We'll
So just call this one catching up.
We'll have some other things. Well, Michael, where can people find you online if you'd like that?
Oh, brand new Twitter at Kelso the Genius.
You might want to spell it.
Kelso?
Yeah, just spell the whole thing.
Michael Kelso? I gotta spell the whole. Alright,
Spell the whole-
KELSOTHEGENIUS.
Can you even spell it?
I wanted to make sure I was thorough.
Do you have a gram or a
It's
anything
there, but I don't touch it, so there's no point.
else? Word up. And Johnny, they can Snapchat you at work.
Send me your naked pictures.
Drop news.
He's a rock star, ladies and gentlemen. Send
you
him so many things, gentlemen.
You can find me on Facebook, Johnny Damien. Still make it creepy. If you want to look up my band, we're on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on Pandora. We're on anything that you can imagine that has music. Look up The Crowned. That is The Crowned, like Croned.
Spell it.
CROWNED. The Crowned. We're on Facebook. If you add me on Facebook, I'm probably going to send you a request to like our band. We got music videos on YouTube. We'll probably link them here. And we're going to play our song here.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Cool. So, check it out. Like it. Listen to it. Send me a message. Send me boob pictures. I don't care.
Mainly boob pictures, though.
Yeah, send Mike boob pictures too.
Send all of his boob pictures for that
He's
matter.
lonely. No, I'll be killed if that happens to me.
Okay, do not.
She's
Repeat.
not. She's not. She's
Not playing any
cool
games.
with that.
Not
No.
cool with that anymore.
Sorry for
Not
that.
this time around.
No, like, I wouldn't even know.
I'm
sorry,
guessing
man.
something happened.
No, I just feel like if a boob picture came to me and I had no idea and she saw it, I'm gonna
shit.
get a fish hook in the neck when I'm sleeping or something.
Well, I feel like it'd
So,
be better if
I'm just putting it out there that I don't want the
No.
nude
it'd
pictures.
be better if
Please
you didn't know about it.
Say the boob pics on the G.
It'd be better if you didn't know about it. You're like, holy shit, I don't know where I got this.
She wouldn't believe me. So I'm saying it now. Don't send me boob pics, please.
See, you know there's gonna be some people out there that are like, you know, fuck that. They're like,
Oh, they're definitely gonna do it. But whatever. At least I got this on wax.
You got it. You got evidence.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
You got to hold today's paper and take a
Yeah.
picture.
It is October 13th,
Today,
2015.
note the time.
Note the time.
107.
I am sitting on my couch approximately
This was fun.
5 feet from the bed.
Alright, guys, you guys say goodbye.
Adios.
Farewell.
Should do this more often.
Of course, you'd say adios.
Just came back, man.
Alright. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I want to thank you again for giving it a listen. If you have any comments or questions or any suggestions for the show, please hop down in either the comment section of this YouTube video, or you can reach us on Twitter at LiesPod, or on Instagram Lies_and_slander. Or you can reach me on Twitter at GMBisAG. Also, I would like to thank Daze Skateboards for sponsoring the show. If you want to get a good quality skateboard, please go to Twitter and find them at DAZESTIX. That's Daze Sticks on Twitter. You can order one up through there. Thank you guys again, and fuck you later.
lies in the streets we all fear. Never stopping to look around, trying to help will bring you down. They rose from the ground, the dead blooms and surrounds. To fight is to empower the end. Stand up as we defend. Can't you see they come for me? Never thought it was meant to be. The time and effort I sacrificed, I will not get back. There's no living can survive. I've been brought back as the dead. To bring fear and dreams to shred. Yeah!